Forrest down towards Great Ocean Road. Looks like a good recovery spot over here. More climbing. Hopefully I'll have a couple of strong guys with me to draft behind, although drafting is less important on a climb, but this is still going to be a short climb, I think. Seems to be carrying on quite a while for a short climb, so I must just be mindful of this. That's not a short climb. That's going to break a few people. This must be the second climb that everyone talks about. The second long haul up to the sky. It's a lot earlier, sooner than what I was expecting, to be honest. But I can't complain too much about this. It's just a hill, a long one. I think that was the second big climbing section that is mentioned on the map. Little recovery, get the legs spinning quickly. Second bump of this second climb. This should be a lot of fun. If there's a group together, yeah, this is, I think, where it'll come apart. Little freewheeling section. Although my coach will tell me constant pressure is the key. A little cold here today, but hopefully it'll be less chilly in the morning. So that was the hidden gem. When I stopped recording, then we started going up. Noted there was a lot of debris on the road. Obviously they must have had a bit of rain and so on. So lots of bark, lots of dirt, maybe even a tree that fell over that they've had to cut branches, so that would explain a lot of that. The road has not been swept, so there'll be sticks all over the show, and possibly some mechanicals for the guys that don't see them. I must admit there's very few potholes, if any, so I will be staying out of the gutter, but it's looking good. Rain never hurt anyone. So the closure that I was worrying about, I just had a proper read of the signboard, and they talk about the roads closed tomorrow due to the event. So it's not roadworks or anything, it's just an event closure. So that's nice. Climbs, nice. I'm wondering if this is going to be more of a problem for people than the first climb, but we'll check the first one out. The 10k climb, we'll check that one out on the way home later. Had some trees fall over recently. That's what's caused all this debris on the road. At least there's no mud on the road, and no cow shit. I think it's safe to get most of this water in your mouth, but tomorrow it won't be raining. But there will still be some damp bits as the hillside drains, so I'm expecting some wet sections, possibly around corners and so on. That's what I'm expecting, although I've never done this course on a bike before. That's what I'd expect. I'm freewheeling at the moment with a car, so looks like some nice clean corners. So if I have the nerve at that time, I will be off the brakes. back into a slight bump climb. It's a beautiful area, this. Here we go. Mention of roadworks. And here we go. This should be fun tomorrow. Yeah, they've definitely had some major weather event recently. Freewheeling. As you can see, I've rolled up on a van. Would be nice if that van was in front of me tomorrow. Although this would be beyond the limits of my speed at 60 kilometers an hour. There's no way I'll be holding onto the back of that van at this point of the ride. Freewheeling. Right, I'll turn the camera back on when we get down to the beach. Right, I think this is the flattening out just before we drop into the coast. That's not a good sign. Emergency stopping bay. At least not a good sign for me. That was a very slow turn at 34 kilometers an hour. I think most cyclists should be doing about 40 at that point, maybe a little more. Slow corner, but not too shabby. Might get me nervous, but not too bad. I say make me nervous because I do most of my riding indoors on indoor trainer. That sign said slippery when wet for cars. Does that apply for bikes as well? Yeah, I think this part will be a bit wet. A couple of strips of wet bits tomorrow, because there's a bit of pooling of water on the left here. Ocean up ahead, but we still seem quite far from the bottom. Here we go, there's some of that runoff that I expect to see tomorrow as well. That's a nice clean corner. Should get the speed demon descenders excited about that. And then they'll jump hard on the brakes about here probably. If the road's closed, I expect people to be riding on the right hand side here. Make a nice clean corner.
In 1 kilometer, turn left onto Great Ocean Road. Turn left onto Great Ocean Road, then arrive at your next stop.
Right, we're going to head off to the town of Lorne, where the start of the event will be tomorrow.
Arrive at your next stop. Arrived. Continuing route to Forrest. Your next stop is Lorne. For about 39 kilometers, continue straight on.
A nice cool off couple of percent elevation climb to a nice flat section. Have the ocean on my right. This is beautiful. First dry roads I'm seeing today, and it's not that dry. This is pretty much what I'm expecting the rest of the race to be. Maybe one or two spirited little climbs, bumps or detours or little raised bits when you go through rivers, but I reckon it's just going to be a lot of this rise and fall because we're literally at the coast, a few meters from our right hand side, maybe 50 meters to my right, with the waves crashing. Now the forecast, wind-wise, says the wind will be from the south, which is totally different to what the previous few days forecast was. So we'll see. And also, it's not such a heavy wind. I think it's only like it's like less than 15 kilometers an hour. It's mild. As I was saying to a friend recently, it's like Wellington indoors. No complaints at this stage. You can do your live commentary, that thing will get your voice. If you talk too much cuck, I'll just put some Bon Jovi voice over. Or some Morgan Freeman.
I think we're on the route, my bro.
Oh yes, we're on course.
We can like to be on the route.
Lekker.
So this
Oh,
is
look at
what-
these descenders. So they've gotten done their warm-up. This is actually exactly where I would like to go for a ride this afternoon, just to see a bit of it. But I mean, driving it now is cool, but we can't mess around too much longer. It's almost 3 o'clock, so as long as we do this slot before it gets dark.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, it's not to be scoffed at, huh?
Yeah,
It is a little bit of a.
but this isn't even the kick. This is just. So have you looked at the times that they did last year?
Yeah. I think
The
Steve. I
splits.
think Steve averaged 36 k's now. I think.
That's flying, man. That's good.
And you know what's funny? When I went and had a look at my fastest time in the Argus,
Yeah,
it was 2 hours 41
yeah,
for 105 k's. That's over 40 average.
yeah.
I'm going, jeez, those were the days when I was young.
Yeah, but it was also warmer, eh?
It was March, yeah. But
Which means- Yeah, which means you had more traction. And you had more
you
grip
can
for the,
talk shit.
for the power.
Dis is kort praat te siekte wat as jy lank wil doen.
Because when it's cold, you don't have as much grip on your
Oh, yeah,
tires.
right,
So-
right. But when it's colder, the air is dense.
Ah.
Okay, so it
Which
you get
means you
more
got
wind
more
resistance.
Yeah, but you get more oxygen in your lungs.
Oh,
You've got
yes.
more power on the legs.
You can compress. Colder air you can compress.
Yes, so more power through the legs. So that's what you want, right?
Yeah.
You want a cold wind, a
Yeah.
very windy, cold day
Yeah.
with hot tar that's
Yeah.
melting.
Because cold air is more dense
More
than
power for your carburetor.
yeah.
Whatever. I'm definitely not going to put this on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to ride this on the road bike today. We're going to cruise out and see the finishing sections instead.
Yeah, maybe that's because it's a bit late to be putting stress in the body now. A bit late in the day. If it was dry and warm this morning, then
Yeah, you could have had a nice little cruise up here.
yeah, go.
But this looks like quite a steady grade, and it doesn't look like major pinches yet. There's a hairpin coming up the front.
Yeah, which is fine for climbing. And this isn't climbing. This is just climbing. This is just
It's all about speed, mate. If it hurt.
yeah.
If it doesn't hurt, you're not going fast enough.
Yeah. Yeah, but you got another 80 k's to do after this.
Yeah, that's
when you
the
get,
problem.
When you get
Yeah.
I say 80 k's. It's not really 80 k's. It's you've got to do this. You've got to do the back undulating sections, and then another climb, and then you've got to do the ocean road, which is rise and fall.
And also, I think the back end, interior going past where you're staying,
Yeah.
you get a lot of wind on that section, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, it's a bit of trees and some hills, but I suppose trees and hills doesn't mean a lot. There might be wind, but it might be above us.
Well, it depends how many carbs you eat.
Don't be drafting me with all these pizza slices, eh? Yeah.
Definitely not. Oh, here's a guy like
Look
you.
at
It's
this
a big
bike.
bike like you.
Look at this bike. This is
Long
an
legs,
SL.
eh?
This is an SL. No,
That's
it's not.
tall.
It's not an
Big
SL.
bike.
It looks like an SL, but it's something special.
It's red with
Yeah,
some black.
With a little.
Look at the clean cassette.
It's a trick.
Look how nice and clean that.
Look at that. Isn't it a trick? It's a trick. Cheers.
It's
I like
clean
that.
cassette,
I like
you
that
know,
little.
eh? Yeah.
I like the little LED slot light thing. You know. Look at this. That is serious stuff. Oh, really?
Yeah, this is not to be scoffed at, this little hill, huh?
Yeah, and that's
She's gonna-
and that's it. That's the 10 k's that splits up the group.
And it's right at the start, yeah?
Yeah.
So this guy's shunting. Same teammate as the guy behind him. Same team kit.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome, man. Yeah, this is your style more so than my style. I'll still get over it. This.
No, you'll
but
be hitting me, mate. You can drag the watts up here.
It is an hour's worth of watts though. See, normally 10 k's on a flat, on a recovery ride, is
20 minutes.
20 minutes on a flat.
And if you're giving it a bit of stick, 13, 14 minutes.
Yeah. So in my case, the time difference between going all in and just doing a recovery / endurance pace, the benefit, the cost benefit is minimal.
Yeah.
So yeah, it eases a bit.
Yeah, because for you, I mean, you can just, as you said, climb at a steady pace. Don't burn yourself, and when you get over the top, you just go, right,
Just stay
now
at
we
that-
push.
Yeah, just stay on that pace.
Yeah, now you just burn
Whatever
it.
I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So how many k's have we gone up?
I didn't actually take note,
Yeah.
but we're still going.
These guys are pumping it a bit, yeah? Stevig, yeah.
What do you mean, these girls?
Maybe not the one in front. Both guys.
assist. Awesome job. Head level, stable, shoulders bobbing a little bit. Not quite Pogacar style, but
He's a freak, isn't he?
it's got some good moves.
Mate, he is.
See, these are those little river crossings that are.
He's an animal. That guy, mate, he's phenomenal.
Yeah, so this isn't. We've done worse than this year.
Yeah, but not as long.
Yeah, this is quite long. How long was the main climb last year? Oh,
Which one?
this year, earlier this year. Of the one on I think it was our day 2, our KOM. That was like just a couple of kilometers.
Yeah, it's just a couple of kilometres. Yeah, I think it was 7 k's,
Yeah. So this is a little longer than that.
but not as steep. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we don't know yet.
No, I don't think it'll be as steep as that. Because that one was.
Because I think there's a max grade on here somewhere of 12. Somewhere on a segment. Max. I don't think it's an average segment, I think it's just a max. But I don't know if that's a mistake or what it is. But I thought 12%, even if 12% is for 50 meters, it's massive.
Still a bit of a, bit of a pinch, yeah.
I know on Zwift they are tight. You know, there's a couple of like that radio tower climb. I think there's a section there that's higher than that. And you know, but those are virtual racing. It's not a true indication of what it's like.
Still
to climb.
bites though. Yeah.
He's breathing. He's definitely breathing. Yeah, I'm real keen to drive this ride tomorrow, because you know, to see how many riders are in that group, and then to see how quickly they go single file. And I can understand why we've got to close the road, because we're having a couple of hundred riders in one
bunch.
One half of the road.
Yeah, it's going to be full up.
Yeah,
but this will fill the whole road up tomorrow too.
But at least there'll be periods where you could go past safely. Yeah, so that must be it. No. Cyclists share the road. With who? Sorry.
So is that message aimed at the cyclists to share the road, or warning car drivers that cyclists are on the road, so please share it with them? Yeah. Who's it aimed at? You can take it any way you want. Yeah.
There weren't any commas or full stops or exclamation marks.
No. And I think tomorrow, as you said, descending is probably going to be a little bit. Got to be a little bit. Is that guy? That bright yellow and red. Remember they were talking about that at Cycle for Change. That one guy that wears that bright.
Oh yes,
what's his name?
Yes.
Tom somebody.
The machine.
Something. Yeah, they're very.
He has a channel and all that stuff as well. Yeah. And he's like KOM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a very flamboyant guy.
Is it a bit warm in here for you, or is it okay?
It's alright.
I've got it set to like 100. It's 23. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Well, I hope it's not too cold in the morning, so I don't want to sit on the start line for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think we're gonna freeze that.
My ribs chattering.
Yeah. I think that's a given. And then by the time we halfway up your mate, it'll be like.
Yeah.
I swear
Yeah,
the geese be there. Yeah.
And so if we're riding with raincoat on, that'll be off. Yeah, already.
I wouldn't. That's why I'm not even going to bother with the raincoat.
Go do the warm up, or unbox my bike, because it's probably when I put it back in this car this afternoon, I won't be taking it out again. So if we get back and we go for a bit of a blat along the, I was going to say the riverfront, but it's an ocean. Do a bit of a blat along there for 20 or 30 minutes. and then put the bike back in here, and then I won't touch it again. I brought my a couple of hand tools, you know, some Allen keys and stuff, just in case I need to tighten up something that moves, or I find my handlebars are not quite straight. But because it's really just my seat post and my handlebars that don't have fixed positions, you know. They could move. So I'm not going to ride too close to this guy, just in case he...
It's a nice frame too, isn't it? Is that a Marita?
Alright.
Sculpture or something, is it? A giant. Oh, there you go.
What giant is that?
Must be a Propel. Yeah.
Which
I think it's a Propel.
It's also one of my bikes. So Factor, Propel, and more recently Canyon Air Road CF. Not the fancy one, just the normal CF. Those have hit my wish list. And Giant doesn't make a red one anymore. Windspace doesn't make a red one. Factor doesn't make a red one. Canyon does, from October onwards. And it's on their website, available to order now, in my size. The sizing of me. So you punch in your inseam and your height, and it says this is where you lay on our chart. Now, I can either be, I'm either right at the edge, the maximum edge of a large, or the minimum edge of an extra large. So I can do one or the other. So then the big question is, which one do I go for? Because it's an integrated cockpit. And the one has got a 100 stem integrated.
Another one's 110.
And another one's 110. So it's like, if I go for the XL, which has got a longer top tube, it's also got a longer stem.
Yeah, it's going to stretch you out more.
Yeah. So then what I actually need to do is compare the effective reach.
So
but I can't, yeah?
I'll give you a website.
But I can't compare the effective reach with my TCR because it has a different generation of hoods.
So there is a website called geometrygeeks.com.
Yes, I've been on that.
Yeah, then you can put the different frames and stuff in it. Tell you what's
It tells you which is which.
Yeah.
So if I punch in, if I put the TCR, my current TCR in the large Canyon and the XL Canyon to compare the three, all three of those bikes. Should I say no? Sorry, both the L and the XL.
I think this is the end of it now.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah. Make a UE sometime.
Yeah, well, we'll just coast a little because this is your recovery spot, right? And
this is.
I don't know if they actually hooted. Touched the hooter.
This is where the guys are going. Just because you can ride side by side doesn't mean you must.
Yeah.
Don't met bietjie water.
Yeah. Right, it's not closed. Yeah, because both the large and the extra large have got 5 points that are close to. Because what I did is I took the TCR's geometry points, and then each of the other two that were the frame that was the closest, I circled that one.
Yep.
So then at the end, I did a pros and cons exercise, right? Then I went to the bottom and said how many of these. That one had 5, and the XL had 5 as well. So each of them are close to the TCR that I'm currently riding, with the same amount in terms of points that it hits. So I'm tending towards the XL for that reason, but because it's not clear to me, it's not like crystal clear, it's forcing me to go and get an electronic bike fit. So at some stage I must load my bike into the car.
Yeah,
Good idea. Good spot, right? No bikes ahead, no bikes behind. And here we go. Sorted. Don't come off in
in the brambles,
in the
and the blackberries.
Yeah, so I'll have to get a bike bit to confirm which one is closest, but I suspect